Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So I want to shift gears a little bit with the purpose of my channel. I've been thinking about this a lot over the past couple of months. And when I first started this channel, I was saying that I would talk a lot about apologetics and religious matters. But it's a lot of effort to make videos like that because it requires a lot of thinking and a lot of planning so that I can be careful with the words I use, because if I use the wrong words, then people can misunderstand me, or I may not elaborate enough. So I really prefer to do those kind of things in writing, and I do a lot of those things still on my Facebook page, which I'll have a link in the description below. But I want to explain what I'm going to be doing, why I'm going to be doing it, and also I just want to kind of give an explanation and just assure everyone that I'm not walking away from ministry. I am very much planning to stay involved in ministry, and even I would consider this a ministry as well. So first I'm going to start with why I'm going to be doing this change. There's a few reasons why I'm going to be doing it. The first reason is that I've had a lot of people that are believers asking me questions about personal finance because they're aware that I've written a book on it, and that I have had pretty good success over the course of my life with money, largely thanks to being mentored from my father. He's given me a lot of great advice that got me started, and he got me into Dave Ramsey, who really also kind of mentored me from afar with his radio show and his YouTube videos, and I still really enjoy watching him. I think Dave Ramsey is a awesome beacon to those who don't have any hope because they're struggling with finances or maybe even spiritually. So I've been getting a lot of questions about it, and I just think it'd be good to provide videos that give kind of my philosophy on personal finance free of charge, because I don't think that people should have to pay to be able to be told how to succeed with money. I do have a book that I have written on personal finance. Now, I'm not going to withhold any information on my channel. Anything that's on my book is public information that's available to share with others. I share it all the time. So if you listen to my channel long enough, you're going to get all the advice I have put in this book for free. But if you want the book, or if you just want to support me, then you feel free to buy the book and then read it. But it's called Building Wealth Made Simple. I wrote this about a year ago. It's done very well, and by very well I mean beyond what I expected it to perform. The sales have been surprisingly good, even though my main thing isn't really personal finance on my social media pages, except for it's going to change now here on this YouTube channel. But I really want to be able to help people that are struggling. I hear such horrible situations. I had one person message me yesterday with a situation where his family's been living with his mother for a few years, and she wants them out because they haven't been able to get enough traction to be able to get their own place. And there's all kinds of reasons for that are just unfortunate. Some things, were their fault, other things are not, and that's usually what it is. It's not always, sometimes it's completely your fault, sometimes it's not, but usually it's somewhere in the middle when you get into situations. And the good news is, if it is at least partially your fault, it means there are things you can do to change your life. And if you change your life if you can change your life by making some changes to get you out of the financial messes and stuff, I mean, it makes marriages better. It increases quality of life. It allows you to not worry about those things as much. You can focus on other things like your spiritual life and staying in God's Word and doing things that are just smart. If you do smart things, you'll have a relatively smooth life. If you do stupid things, you're going to have a bumpy life. It's just the way it is. A lot of what our lives look like are based on our choices, and we have to make sound choices. Besides our spiritual life, not too far above that in the pyramid of needs, so to speak, is finances. And the second reason why I'm going to talk more about personal finance on this channel is to reach people who have not heard the gospel or who need to hear it. There's a lot of people on YouTube that look for financial advice, both believers and non-believers. And it's a good way to reach people and attract them to my channel to where they'll eventually, they may run into one of my old videos or one of my new videos whenever I post about religious matters. I'm still going to be doing some of that. But when they watch my other content that doesn't have to necessarily do with personal finance, it gives an outlet for them to hear the gospel from, and to hear why the faith that is taught in the Bible is a reasonable faith that does have evidence to support it, and you can argue it, and you can build an entire philosophical system that is that can solve a lot of the philosophical problems that other unbelieving philosophies can't solve. So it's like a way to attract people so they can hear that. And number three, I want people to know or to see my life and see what a life that's, of someone who's trying to live in accordance to what the Bible teaches looks like, and how it can help you prosper. And I'm not saying that if you do what God says, that you're going to be rich. Some people are called to that, some people are not. But God will give you exactly what you need. And one thing we have to understand too is that we don't always know. Sometimes we think we know what we need, but it's not really what we need, and God gives us something else that in the long run turns out to be better for us. I'd much rather be very spiritually right and be poor than to be rich and not be spiritually right, because everything else is just, whenever you don't have that spiritual foundation, the rest of it's empty. There's just no real ultimate purpose in life without the Bible. Without God and without His Word to guide us in our steps and to be able to test other spirits and things like that. So I'm really excited about this. It's going to be so much easier for me, and this is my fourth reason. It's going to be so much easier for me to do videos on the regular now, because it's easier to talk about personal finance off the cuff than it is to talk about complex matters such as philosophy and religion and apologetics, and it's just going to be easier for me to upload content regularly. Now, again, if you want more of my other content that has to more do with religious stuff and apologetics, follow my Facebook page. I do Facebook Live videos on there sometime too that talk about apologetic matters. So in this video, I just want to explain why I'm shifting gears. Now, what am I going to be doing? Well, I want to try and at least do one video a week following my stock portfolio. I want to give you advice about how to make smart investment decisions, whether you're a stock investor or whether you're someone just investing for retirement into index funds, ETFs, things like that. If people ask me what I think of a fund or a stock, I will look at it and I will give my opinion and there's a lot of things to look at for both funds and stocks. And I've been in this stuff pretty heavy for maybe about 3 years or so. Towards the end of 2015, I really started getting interested in this stuff. So, but that's what I'm going to be doing. My dog just started barking. I do have dogs. I have 3 dogs, so sometimes you might hear dogs in my videos. I can't do much about it. I can't kick them out. They don't pay rent either, so they got it pretty good. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be analyzing individual stocks. I may be covering some stock market news too. I have a lot to say, for instance, about Tesla, which I am not invested in, by the way, and you will find out why as videos come. Of course, it's also, I need to say just a disclaimer, that my channel is going to be for entertainment purposes, and any advice I give, you can take it or leave it. But I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not going to charge anyone to get advice from me over video. I'm not going to advise people professionally. I'm not going to accept a fee for advice for investments. If you want to pay for my opinions on investing, you can buy my book, because I can do that without a license. I may make some courses about stock picking to help people, but I'm not going to manage someone's account or anything like that. I'm not a financial advisor. That's not what I'm not licensed to do that. It wouldn't be legal. So, but anything I do, whether it's in my book or in my videos or in my courses that I will make, which, by the way, you're not going to have to pay for my courses or my book in order to get my investment advice. I'm not going to withhold any information that I would share on those things. What you're paying for whenever you buy my book or my courses, whenever I make courses in the future, is the structure, the presentation, this is how you do it, right? So that's what you're going to be paying for. It's just the structure, not the advice, because you can get the advice for free on my YouTube channel. I want to just let all of my secrets out about how I've been able to have success with the stock market and with investing in funds. So I'm really excited to share that with you, because I want you to be successful, whether you're a believer or unbeliever. I want you to have the most fulfilling life possible. And if you're an unbeliever, I hope that you'll understand that all these things I teach you is not going to fix your life. If you have underlying spiritual issues, they're going to leak into other parts of your life. And I really hope that you will watch my other videos and get the gospel and become a believer in the Bible like I am. Because once you do that, everything else just falls into place whenever you just do what the Bible says. And the Bible does have a lot of practical advice for finance. It says the borrower is a slave to the lender. So obviously it's not a sin to go in debt, but it's also not a good idea, because if you do it, if you want to be in charge of your own life, you don't want to go into debt. You don't want to go into because when you do that, you're giving up some of your freedom so you can have more money now. And do you really want to make that trade? So those are issues that I will be discussing as well. But I just really want to help both believers and unbelievers get their finances together, because once you get together, it just gives you time to work on other things like your spirituality and being able to be a beacon to people, to be able to help people. Gives you time to help others, and it will also give you more money, and it will help your marriages, and it will help your life. If you're single, it will help you have a less chaotic life. It'll be more uniform, so that you can do more, have freedom to do other things besides just trying to pay off debt and working all the time. So you can use stocks to get a passive income stream, so you don't have to work anymore. That's how people retire, folks. They build it up over time, and then when they retire, they get money from their stocks and their funds and stuff like that. So it's just, that's what you can do, but you can do it early. That's the good part. You don't have to work for the rest of your life. And you can if you want to. Some people like that, but most of us, we just want to kick it. We want to chill, So anyway, so I just kind of wanted to give a justification of why I'm switching gears on this channel. Again, I'll have my Facebook page below. Follow my Facebook page if you want to see more of my apologetics and religious stuff. I will still be posting some of that on this channel, but mostly it's going to be personal finance from now on this channel. And there will be some other ministry videos that I'm going to be doing over the next year. So just stay tuned for that as well, and I'll announce those on this channel too. So if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you watching. I will have videos posted in short order about personal finance and stocks. So just stay tuned. God bless.